The power of a morning routine, the Stoic way to start living intentionally. Have you ever woken up and felt like the day was already ahead of you? Like life started running before you even opened your eyes? Do you notice how quickly your mind fills with noise, demands, expectations, before you've even had a chance to remember who you are? And have you ever wondered how your life would change if your mornings became a ritual of power, not panic? This is the quiet shift. This is where Stoicism begins, not in grand decisions, but in the discipline of your very first hour. Own the first hour. Command your morning before the world does. Before the world touches you, you must touch your intention. Before opinions, news, noise, or even breakfast, you must ground yourself in who you are and what matters. The Stoics understood that life is not shaped by the chaos around you, but by the clarity within you. And the first hour of your morning, that is where your clarity either lives or dies. If you wake up and immediately scroll, check messages, open your inbox, or absorb someone else's priorities, you've already surrendered your peace. You've given your mind away before you've even stood up. But imagine this. You rise without rush. You enter the day with awareness. Your phone is not the first voice you hear. Your own breath is. Your own thoughts. Your own stillness. Marcus Aurelius, Emperor of Rome, began his days writing privately to himself, reminding his soul of what he believed, what he faced, and what he refused to forget. That wasn't self-help. That was survival. The first hour of your day must be sacred, even if it's just 10 minutes, even if it's one cup of coffee in silence, even if it's standing barefoot on the ground and feeling the world remind you that you're alive. When you own the first hour, you stop chasing the day. You lead it. You train your nervous system to respond instead of react. And that shift carries into every conversation, every challenge, every choice. This is not about being productive. It's about being present, about reminding yourself, I am not here to run. I am here to live deeply, deliberately, stoically. So own your first hour, because if you lose that, you risk losing yourself. Replace snooze with strategy. Rise like someone with purpose. The snooze button isn't just a delay, it's a declaration. Every time you hit snooze, you're telling your day, I'm not ready for you. You're telling your purpose later, and you're reinforcing silently that comfort is more important than momentum. But Stoicism doesn't worship comfort. It builds strength. Discipline starts in the mind. And the first battle of the day, often, is fought between the first alarm and the second. So what happens when you rise with intention? You begin to feel it. That you are no longer dragged out of bed by obligations, but lifted by clarity. That waking up is no longer an escape from sleep, but an entrance into meaning. Stoics taught that every day is a gift, not just the good days, not just the weekends, every day. And when you wake up with that truth in your heart, you stop craving more time. You start honoring the time you already have. It doesn't mean jumping into cold showers or 5 a.m. workouts. It means choosing one ritual that anchors you in awareness. It could be breath work, a short walk, a journaling moment, or just standing still, listening to the quiet before the noise. The point isn't what you do. It's that you choose to begin on your own terms. You replace resistance with rhythm. You train your body and your mind to say, I rise because I'm building something. And even on the days when you're tired, you rise anyway. Because greatness is not found in perfect mornings. It's found in consistent ones. So tomorrow, when that alarm rings, don't hit snooze. Hit strategy and begin again. Begin with stillness, not stimulation. Anchor your day with silence. Most people begin their day by flooding their nervous system with stimulation, noise, messages, alerts, and content they didn't ask for, yet willingly absorb. And from that moment forward, they are no longer centered. They are reacting. But the Stoic chooses stillness. Stillness isn't the absence of activity. It's the presence of intention. It's what you build when you refuse to let the world set your emotional tone before you do. When you start your day in silence, even for a few minutes, you reclaim authority over your mind. You remember, I don't need to consume first. I need to connect, not with content, but with clarity. Sit in stillness, listen to your breath. Notice your thoughts. Don't chase them. Just let the fog lift slowly, as if you were welcoming your own soul back into your body. Marcus Aurelius wrote to himself each morning, not because he was trying to optimize his day, but because he knew his mind needed direction before it could offer wisdom. You can do the same. Before the notifications, before the conversations, before the digital flood. Sit, breathe, be. Because when you begin with stillness, you stop entering your day with clenched fists. You enter it with open hands, and that one choice in you to honor silence changes the entire rhythm of how you live. Move your body to reset your mind. Channel energy into presence. The body is not a machine, it's a mirror. And every morning it reflects the discipline or the neglect of your mind. You don't need a perfect workout. You don't need to chase a physique. You just need to move, because movement is momentum. And momentum is the beginning of all change. The Stoics understood that action isn't just external. It transforms the internal world too. When you move your body, you're telling your mind, we're awake, we're engaged, we're alive. Even 10 minutes, even a walk around the block, even stretching by the window with the sun on your skin, it doesn't matter what you do. It matters that you remind your body it is not an afterthought. It is a vessel of your strength. In movement, you build energy. In discipline, you build confidence. And in daily repetition, you build identity. You don't wait until you feel ready. You begin. And in beginning, readiness comes. So move. And let that movement realign your thoughts, cleanse your doubt, and bring you back into the present moment where peace lives. Feed your soul before you feed your inbox. Reclaim your mental space. The inbox will wait. The texts can wait. The digital demands will always be there. But your soul? It's only asking for a few minutes to breathe, to remember, to reset before the expectations of others fill your thoughts. Because the truth is, if you Let the outside world define the first emotions of your day. You've already lost the battle for your peace. To live stoically is to choose where your energy flows. And the first choice of your morning should be inward, instead of scrolling. Read something meaningful. Instead of checking email, write something reflective. Instead of catching up on everyone else, check in with yourself. Ask, what am I carrying into today? What needs to be released? What is mine to control? And what must I surrender? You don't need an hour. You just need a habit. A ritual that says, I value my inner world more than the noise of the outer one. Because when you begin by feeding your soul with silence, with wisdom, with presence, you don't just start the day. You shape it, and over time, that becomes your life. Reflect, don't react. Let the mind settle before it speaks. The world will test you. Before noon, something will go wrong. An unexpected delay. A message that stings. A small disruption that pokes the nerves. Most people react. They flare up, they defend, they rush. But the Stoic pauses. He observes, she reflects. They ask, is this worth my peace? Your morning is the time to build that pause, that sacred gap between stimulus and response. It's not just a moment of calm, it's a practice of power. Before you engage with the world, engage with yourself. Ask, how do I want to show up today? What energy will I carry into each room? Who will I choose to be when tension rises? This isn't about controlling outcomes. It's about mastering your approach. And when you reflect, not react, you reclaim control of your inner state. The only thing the Stoics say truly belongs to you. So begin each morning with intention. Let silence become your strength. Let reflection become your response. And let your day be guided by clarity, not impulse. Make your morning a reminder of who you're becoming. The morning is not a routine. It's a rehearsal for who you are becoming. Every decision you make before the world wakes up is a declaration. I am this person. I choose this path. I live this way. You don't become disciplined overnight. You practice discipline every morning. You don't become peaceful through books alone. You practice peace in the stillness before the noise. You don't become wise by wishing. You practice wisdom by showing up, even when no one is watching. So design your morning as a mirror, not for who you are now, but for who you are becoming. Let your actions speak for your values. Let your choices speak for your vision. Let your habits speak for your future. Because in those quiet, consistent acts, you are building a life, not a highlight reel. A life. One with purpose. One with integrity. One that reflects the inner transformation you chose to begin with the rising sun. Don't waste the gift of a new day. Begin it with honor. You don't get infinite mornings. That's the hard truth. Each sunrise is a reminder. You're still here, and you still have time, but how you use it, that is up to you. Stoicism teaches us that nothing is promised, that death is not to be feared, but to be remembered as motivation. as focus, as urgency. So when you wake, don't rush. Don't reach for your phone. Don't check what the world is doing. Check in with yourself. Breathe. Be. Honor the fact that you woke up today and because someone else didn't. You have time. Not for everything, but for what matters. So give your mornings back their meaning. Stop treating them like inconvenience. Start treating them like initiation. This is not about success. It's about stewardship of your attention, your mind, your life. And if you do that, if you protect just 1 hour each morning, your entire life will begin to change. Conclusion. Your morning is the gateway to your power. You don't need more time. You need more presence in the time you already have. You don't need to wake up at 5 a.m. or join the latest trend. You just need to wake up with intention, because when your mornings become sacred, your life begins to shift. You stop reacting. You start leading. You stop surviving the day. You start shaping it, and it all begins before the world wakes up. In that quiet hour, in that breath, in that pause before the scroll, before the tasks, before the world pulls you out of yourself, you return inward. And from that place, so if this message brought you back to that place, if it helped you breathe slower, think deeper, or remember your worth, I invite you gently to subscribe to Stoic Zen. This isn't a channel. It's a movement back to meaning. And you belong here. Until next time, rise slow, rise clear, rise with intention.